Here's the thing that perplexes me, that I wonder about. And remember, curiosity, discovering, asking questions, isn't that part of the scientific process, or just a healthy person? To wonder and to be curious and to have the skill of reason, common sense, deductive thinking. And the thing about the China virus, called COVID-19 or the flu, lots of things we could call it, is by slowing the spread, flattening the curve. You know, those are ambitious, moral things to do, worthy of doing. But will flattening the curve, slowing the spread, will that stop it from being caught by everybody who's going to catch it? The answer is no. The arrogance, and let's call it what it is, arrogant. I've been called arrogant and many other worse names, so I know the meaning of the word. The arrogance of humanity, that they think they can stop a virus, because that's really kind of what's underlying all of this, is we're going to stop it. No, you're not. Okay, well, we're going to try to slow it down. We're going to flatten the curve. Okay, cool, and, buying some time to find better therapeutics to treat it. Okay, could be worth something, or a vaccine. They're saying the vaccine, well, you still got to wear a mask if you had the vaccine. Well, the vaccine doesn't mean you won't catch it. And, everybody knows, anybody who knows anything about everything, is the best vaccine in the world historically is 40 to 60% effective. And that doesn't mean you don't get sick. It just means you might not, actually, it does mean you might not get sick, or the symptoms will be greatly reduced, okay? But here's the thing about COVID, and you have to agree with me. I'm not going to let you disagree. So many of you have gotten it, and it was a big nothing. You're like, for example, when I got it, I didn't even know I had it. I had to figure it out a couple weeks later because I'd lost my sense of smell. And then I got the blood test and it says that I have it. So if I had it and I have it, well, then I'm immune to it. No, I got a couple haters out there that are like, no. Just because you had it doesn't mean you can't catch it again. It could mutate. No. Just because you had it doesn't mean you can't still be spreading it and sharing it. It's like, oh my God, what are we going to live in a bubble for all of eternity? What happens when the next flu season comes around? Every 3 to 4 years, it seems like there's a new type of flu. And every once in a while, especially with the COVID, it's a little bit more worse. Now, listen, we all have friends or family or people that have died from it. And it doesn't make sense. Of course, the news likes to blow things out of proportion. You got one perfectly healthy 30-year-old who gets it and he's on a ventilator for a month or two, and it doesn't make sense. But none of us intimately know the actual health of the person. But let's assume goodwill and honesty, that perfectly good, healthy people get COVID and they just die from it. It's a mystery. And a vaccine isn't going to stop that. Quarantining isn't going to stop that. How many of you have said, I've followed everything. I wear a mask everywhere I go. I wash my hands. I physically distance from everybody, and I still got it. What explains that? Come on, some reason, some common sense. The arrogance of humanity that we think we can stop a virus. You can't. And then combined with the ignorance of the average American that doesn't know how to be sick well. People don't know how to be sick well. I just like to make things easy to understand. Don't spit on people. Don't spit on people. That's right. When you cough, cover your cough. When you sneeze, cover your sneeze. Teach your kids to do the same thing. The problem is, Half the kids out there today don't have a dad like me that if I catch my kid not covering his sneeze or coughing or hacking, he does that more than once or twice in disobedience, he's going to remember it the third time because daddy's going to help him remember the easy way or the hard way. That's right. But I'm not ignorant of, for some reason, for some people, COVID kills them. But none of this science or data is settled. They don't show us the science. They don't show us the data. They edit it. They do error by omission by leaving information out. There was a study that said out of the first 200,000 people that died, only 10,000 of them died from COVID. The other 190,000 died with COVID. But we choose to ignore that and discredit it. And Facebook fact checkers call it half true. I mean, come on. We cannot live like this. When are people going to wake up? I don't think they are. I don't think I'm here to persuade anybody. What I'm here to do is encourage the intelligent, like-minded people to hold fast. Hold fast. Don't let go of the truth. There's a saying. I wish it was in the Bible. No, I don't. I don't add nothing to the Bible, take nothing away from it. So this is just human wisdom. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. I used to think that there was two universal motivators, and that was the gain of pleasure or the avoidance of pain. And although I still do believe those are the two major motivators, they're not pure. That doesn't mean they always work. I've seen people die for a lie. That a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. People I care about, people I love, they just die for a lie. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Because they believe the lie. Where does that come from? Who's the father of lies? Maybe 18% of evangelical born-again Christians know the answer to that. 80% don't, because they haven't read the basic instructions before leaving earth. That's Bible, Bible. Right there in Genesis chapter 3. And then Jesus confirms it in the New Testament. Satan is the father of lies. And listen, I want to be humble here. I can be deceived and tricked too. That's why it's good to have accountability partners and the counsel of many and to listen to other people so that we can see if we're being deceived by lies, false information, propaganda. It's epic. It's everywhere. And it's frustrating, man. I get, hard on myself when I think I believe something that's true and then I find out it's not true. Okay? A humble person, when that happens, goes, oh my gosh, the facts changed. I need to change my mind and maybe apologize if I was wrong or misleading. Snoops.com used to be a pretty good place to go for factual information, and I'm not saying it's not anymore. I'm just saying it's been hijacked by the liberals and take it with a grain of salt. Now you need to use wisdom and discernment to see if Snoops is actually telling the truth or leaving information out. Listen, when you leave information out, that's just the same as a lie. It's the same exact thing. So don't fool yourself. Pray for this country. Hide your treasures in your heart where moths don't eat it, rust doesn't ruin it, and thieves can't steal it. I think that the greatest deception that I pull over on some people is that I'm angry or grumpy or things like that. Man, if you were to see the joy and the happiness, but I have to hide that. People who know me, they know it. They know it. You can probably see it right here. You can't fake a smile like this. No, you cannot. So God bless you. Hold the faith. Persevere.